Hello, hello, hello. It's Mr. Dezmond Clayton. Good morning. I think it's the weekend. So the day after the night before. So we're out doing a little work, some chores. So let's talk about the new year. So what we are to finish this month, guys, Mr. Smiles guys, Firestone skies, Bridgestone skies, Uncle John White. This is it. The last movie is the movie for Oprah that I promised her, the logo. I called it Cinderella, like Cinderella with a twist. The other movie, all the politicians are in it. Miss Smith was supposed to get that name, and Ruby, so I'm not sure how they named it. I called it the Old Country Western Girl. My friend wants to do like have certain slots, like face, like scary movie, but he wants to be called a Facebook movie. A movie for Facebook. Then there's Nessie, and we wanted Nessie to have like, Nessie's in Marvel Comics. It's also a princess and a guardian, like Aztec and guardian. But she's in Marvel Comics. So with that movie, that move, because everything has to be done correctly. All this started, I started the whole project on the very first Facebook page in Lithonia. My very first time out there to the apartment complex that I inherited. Charles and Grant, Charles Reed and Obama. And... Oh, that property is under Pamela Fuller. Lithonia's property is under Pam Fuller. That's who the name was on it. So y'all pull it up, y'all see my information. If y'all see the fraud, then please clear it up. The other project that we have to finish up is actually the suit. Wells Fargo had a class action suit going on. What they were doing with that was they were making dummy accounts, fake dummy accounts, and then slowly, incrementally transferring money from your account into another account, and then taking your account offline to make it look like nothing's changed. But and initially, what they see on their end, like tech support, is they can see everything going on. Same thing, Homeland Security. So that's how they were stealing the money from Wells Fargo. It's the same thing with Cash App. I still have like $1,700 missing off Cash App that the state hasn't even put back in my account yet. And so that's one. Whew. And then PayPal also still owes me a lot of money. It's almost $100,000 they owe me. They said my information was being blocked, Social Security number was being blocked, and then they would put into their own codes in, and then they transferred my money to 4 or 5 different people's accounts right in front of the detective. The same with the Netspend account. So I have money in all these accounts, and they haven't done it yet. They have not put the money in. I got like 5 cases pending on Wells Fargo for fraud. So those are the other lawsuits for y'all to look at. And then the main lawsuit that I'm concerned about is the medical. For me being paralyzed early this summer, or last year, I was paralyzed. I left Atlanta, I left Hope, Atlanta. Went for my stepmother, she's working there, and she worked for the state. She was coming down the steps to get me. I started having chest pains, and I started having muscle spasms up and down my legs. The security guard is one of my father's uncles on Ernest's side, Ernest Clayton, the light skin, not the dark skin. The dark skin Ernest is my uncle. The light skin one is my father, that died. The one that looks like him is Mr. Williams, his cousin from Colorado. I had a heart attack. The dude, I was having chest pains. The guy told me, wait till your mom come down, blah, blah, blah. I said, you might have to call an ambulance. And the lady that works right there when you walk in the door, who wasn't helping anybody with any of their other houses, should have already been fired by now. So me leave. I said, okay, I'll go sit outside, wait for her. I told her I wasn't able to walk yet. So when I started walking out the door, I got halfway to the corner of Ponce, and I had to sit down because my chest started hurting, and I started going like real bad, and it started going real fast. And then I tried to call an ambulance. Grady ICU, IDC down the street, and my body shut down. And I was on the phone with the ambulance for a whole hour, and they never sent anybody to pick me up. I had to wait until I calmed down, or I'd just lay there and die, because I almost died. I was really almost dead. It took me 4 hours. And then I finally got up, and the nurse tried to walk to the hospital down the street. It took such a long time, I could barely move. I got to the door, and I told them I'm having a heart attack or a heart attack. They didn't even pay attention to the fact that I was right there getting ready to die in their face at the hospital. So that is one lawsuit that's going to go through immediately. I want to know, everybody wants to know why didn't the ambulance pick me up? Why didn't Grady IDC take care of the business? Why did they get me to the emergency room? They misdiagnosed me. Someone else was using my information. And they were using an old driver's license. And there was 2 or 3 people that were at the hospital that weren't even supposed to be there. It's just the same people that have been at every location I've been to, especially Grady, and they kept changing all my information. So that falls under one category. So that's that one. That lawsuit, and I ended up being paralyzed. Sitting outside of Grady IDC, waiting for assistance. Someone's supposed to pick me up. And they never came to get me. I had to wait. I'm sitting in a wheelchair outside of the hospital. Still having heart pain, still having chest pain because they closed at 5 o'clock. So that's that one. And then the project that my cousin, Mr. Williams, wants to do is getting ready to go down. They want to go ahead and have a meeting about the situation with the Cobb County Jail. They want to know what happened. They want to know what happened with Fulton County, and they want to know what happened with Gwinnett County, and they want to know why each and every one of those officers there knew I was released immediately and was still in the system. How did they lose my information in the system? I had heart failure in front of the judge 3 times. Then the judge didn't even know where I was. And they changed the paperwork, and I was lost in the system for 3 months. So that's the other one. If you're released on the 23rd of December, and you don't get out till March 23rd, and then all of a sudden the computers are shut down. It's a shutdown. They're locking you up. They're locking you in. They kept doing it back. I've never been in jail in my life in Georgia for any reason whatsoever. Never. Up until then, for identity theft, when I was using my driver's license. Which goes back to the cyber hacking issue and the housing department with Atlanta, the situation with Alexis and Marquita. They never did what they're supposed to done on that situation. They're related to me from Indianapolis. My auntie, my Janet Reed used to babysit Marquita Martin. She's a babysitter. On Harding Street. And they used to live in Louisville too, and she's from actually St. Louis. They never stopped stealing from me. They never stopped following me around. They never stopped playing with my friends. She ain't allowed around me. Nate ain't allowed around me. He's not my child. He's my nephew. We're not friends anymore. I don't deal with people that do stuff like that. Pam's her mother. Pam's his mama. I don't want him around me ever again. Two-faced as hell. Why would you come and live with me and Jeffrey and Uncle Gary, and you stay in the house for damn near 3 years and never paid a dime? The moment everybody's out of there, you supposed to be out of there too. Jarvis Thompson, Rashad Wentworth, they threw them out illegally. Those are the ones we had to evict. We evicted them. We threw them out. Dwayne, all of them had to get out of my house. It was never Gary's house. Gary's been in my house on the north side. So, those are the lawsuits that we want to work on. Those are the projects we want to complete. And we need to make sure everything is printed out for the fire department. We need to make sure they put everything back in my name that's supposed to be in my name when it comes to other apartments and houses, Mr. Lawson. And we need to make sure we knock this out. I did a good job on the housing program for the state of Georgia. I actually did a good job for it national. And then we added maintenance and catering and lawn care. And our own family business that I've been working on for a long time. Started with Firestone, Finish Line, Bridgestone, corporate office. Indianapolis working fire. I work in Finish Line's corporate office. Data entry, customer liaison service. And then we added a web page that keeps the utilities paid. There's an affiliate web page that we use for all our stores we go clean, which is Firestone, TNTP, Sears, Redder City, the malls, some state stores, the parks. We clean all that. So businesses, AutoZone, we clean those stores. We do the maintenance and the janitorial and the stocking. And they help us with they're supposed to help us with our call center, Miss Ortiz and Aunt Debbie. And Suzette and them supposed to help work on the call center. We want a call center in every state. We want to be in every state. We want to be international. That's the goal. Um, so, be that as it may say, when it comes to cyber hacking and technology, you want to have some good guys that actually can be trusted to do their job, especially when you got a leak in Homeland Security that's been going on 5 to 6, 7 years of time frame. So, you want that clear. The original case number is where it all is. The original Facebook has all the information from beginning to end. All right. It's Mrs. Smiles. Have a blessed day. I hope you guys can tap into everything I'm saying. I hope you guys are really paying attention to the YouTube and all the situations I've been through. I've been stabbed and everything over my own money. My own cousins turned it back on me after they stole $100,000 from me. I was at Uncle Rodney Stevens' house when the check was stolen from me. Then I was doing the cars for him, and we were painting and stuff, having a good time. I don't think I really did one of the together. He was painting, and he had been doing tune-up on the car, on the little blue car. And Jonathan was there, and he said, I seen the dude, walk past, dark-skinned dude. It was not Uncle Stevens. Get in the car and leave and take my check. And next thing you know, they were all in Niagara Falls on TV and everything. So, find that check. And then the other check, I was sitting next to Troy Overstreet. We was on north side. Oh, wait, we was on the north side. We was in Stone Mountain, North Harrison, South Harrison, when Kroger's and Web Zone was open. And we was riding. We was in my daddy's F-150. Our daddy's F-150. That our sister Tanya went to New York in that day. And the check was being deposited, and everybody got their money but me. So find that out. And it was sitting right there on Facebook. Very first Facebook. That's the other check. Now the bag of checks that come from Johnson & Johnson, Santa Ana, Lawyer Insurance, from my car being hit out there at Uncle Victor's shop. Willy Wonka's Candy, Tasty Cakes, Nestle's. It's another bag of checks in there too. All my checks was in that bag. It was upstairs in 2981 in the attic, sitting right up there. I let it sit right there because I wanted to see if they were going to steal it or not. And then the $17,000 check, Jeffrey had it in his hand. And the $27,000 check, Jeffrey had it in his hand. He gave it to Uncle Kerry. So I'm Gary, those is my checks from PNC Bank. That's the other lawsuit that I won. $1,000 missing from the IRS from Smiles and Miles Mobile Tech Services that someone had in their hand on Hamburg. That's the other check. Stephanie had a check. My other $1,000 came out of my pension. That's another $1,000 that's missing, supposed to be in my account. So, and then I won money on a scratch-off. Conyers, BP gas pump. And I started to scratch it off when we got to Buford, Georgia, after to my other house. I was painting the back patio. And I came back in, and I said, Uncle Dennis, where's my scratch off? I signed it and everything, just in case. And he said, 7.5% on cash. And I said, okay, so I won, right? So what's up? Where's the money at? Stuff like that. Where's it at? And he never brought it back up. They still know we have a safe missing at the house. Someone breaking in for the first time. The people we threw out over in Chandler showed up out there for the first time. And that's why I haven't been out here to get my own car out the driveway, my truck still out there, and no one's helping me with the situation. So, hi, Uncle Ronald. Hi, Mr. Copper. The pictures I was telling you about is so you remember that your mom is my mom's, is my grandmother's sister, which is Lavinia Wright, Lavinia Reed Pettis, which is Cortana Wright, which is Jimmy Wright. Just keeping you guys on the line with it. So, I told you about all the stuff happened a long time ago. I didn't understand why you guys would disrespect me like that. When I did the whole program, so we can all move into our own apartments as sub-owners, as owners together, with the whole package. So now I've explained this to you guys. We have a blessed Saturday and a good evening.